Hello and welcome to the Game of Life by Brian Rogers, Noah Briggs, Taylor Limperton, and Brianna Sullivan. This is our CS020 RPG project, loosely based off the board game Life. As you can see up front here, we've got a list of where our required statements are going to be, just to make it easier for us to find and for you to find. Okay, we're going to start off the game by displaying "Welcome to the Game of Life." In a moment, the game will start. And then we will ask, or we'll have our program ask, for the name of the player by displaying name, ? And the player will be able to type in their name, whatever they choose to do. Then, if they do not enter a name, they'll be referred to as no name for the rest of the game. Then, as we go along, we'll have gender up next. We'll display hello, insert name here, what is your gender, ? And they'll be able to choose male or female gender based off of the gender script, which is coming up here. Okay, so it's going to pop up a menu, what is your gender, and it'll have a selection box for male and a selection box for female. If the person who's playing the game decides to just not pick one of these genders and just click the X, our program will display, why did you close the selection screen? Now I've got to pull it back up, sort of adding like a character to the computer, make it a little bit more personal, maybe even a little bit funny if you're into this kind of humor. But so it'll bring up the gender selection box again, using a sort of loop. Just making sure that we get a gender for the game. If they select the male button, case 1, it'll display, congratulations, you were born male. And in the other case, if they select the second box for female, it'll display, congratulations, you were born female. And then this will kick us back to our Life Runner script. We're going to skip a little bit of life here. We're going to go right into college years. So the first, we're going to ask for them to input how many years of college they plan on attending, 0, 4, 6, or 8. If they select 0, then we'll display, well, that was an interesting decision, or choice, excuse me. If they display 4 years, that'll be equivalent to getting a bachelor's degree. If they enter 6, that'll be equivalent to getting a master's degree. 8 will be the equivalent of a PhD. And if they enter something that isn't one of these choices, 0, 4, 6, or 8, we'll display, well, since you can't follow directions, you didn't graduate from college. Once again, just trying to add a little bit of, humor to this game, lighten it up a little bit. If they did not go to college, they chose the 0 years option, there will be a random integer generated between 1 and 3. If that is 1, they will become a dishwasher. If that is 2, they'll become a fry cook. And if that's 3, they'll become an ice cream scooper. If they decide to go to college for 4 years, get a bachelor's degree, they will, same old random thing. If it's 1, they'll become a nurse. If it's 2, they'll become a general engineer. And if it's 3, they'll become a physical trainer. If they decide to go for 6 years, it'll be a random integer between 1 and 3 once more. They'll either be a teacher, a social worker, or a marriage therapist. And if they go the whole 9 yards, and by that I mean 8 years, get their PhD, they can either become a professor, astrophysicist, or a dean based off that random integer that'll be generated, just like the other cases. And once that whole random process has been completed, we'll use an fprintf statement to display, congratulations, insert name, you got a job as a insert job. And if they went to college, the fprintf statement will display, congratulations name, you graduated with a blank degree, and you got a job as a blank. And then now we're going to calculate the pay. This is another randomized sort of thing. If they went to college for 0 years, they'll have a random salary between $20,000 and $50,000. If they went for 4 years, they'll have a random salary between 60,000 and 80,000. For 6 years, it'll be between 80 and 100,000, and for 8 years, it'll be 100 to 400. And once this random process is finished, we'll display your annual salary is blank dollars per year. Next up, we've got our aging sequence. Basically what we've got here, we're going to have the base age plus year, and this is going to be including our age script. So we're going to take the base age of around 18 to 20 and going to add on a random integer up to 80, which is, just kind of a general, what we think is an average lifespan. And if these two numbers somehow add up to be greater than 125, we'll display, you broke the world record for living the longest. We figured that nobody's really lived that long in the history of people, so, gonna give them a world record for it. If they live to be the age of 30 or less, it'll display, you lived a short life, but ... If they live to be 65 or less, it'll display, you died a bit early than expected, but ... And if they live anything longer than 65, we'll display, your life was pretty decent, however ... And this will bring us to our death script. A little bit morbid, but something that'll happen to all of us. Anyways, once again, there's another random function. We're going to have, it's going to be a random integer between 1 and 5. If that virtual die lands on a 1, we'll display, you passed away peacefully in your sleep. If that die lands on a 2, it'll be, you passed away not so peacefully in your sleep, followed by, you should have never purchased that hamster. If the random integer is 3, we'll display, you were abducted by aliens. Turns out they enjoyed scientific experiments. And then that'll go into another random for this alien one. Either 1, you pass away peacefully in a UFO, or 2, you pass away peacefully in a ditch. Maybe these aliens just sort of like were kind enough to bring you back to Earth. Anyways, if that random integer is 4, we're going to display, bears are large and happen to be attracted to your deodorant. You passed away peacefully while on a hike. If it's anything else, or in this case 5, we'll display, your gambling addiction has led you being in debt with the wrong people. You passed away peacefully in the desert outside of Las Vegas. And that brings us back to our life runner. Here we're going to find our compiled salary. So we're going to take their final age, which was calculated with the age script, and subtract the base age from that and multiply it by the pay that we found using based on their job and their degree and whatnot. So once this is calculated, we'll use an f-printf statement to display, over the course of your life, you have earned X amount of dollars. And then we'll pause for a little bit and display, thank you for playing the game of life. So it's short, it's sweet. Hopefully it's fun. Once again, if you're looking for the required statements, they're up here at the top. And thanks for watching.